Alright, hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Comic Book Radio. This is episode 61. I'm your host Peter Cimetti. We've got it's a King Cryptid campaign refresher show. And man, my energy's going to be a bit low tonight, I gotta tell you. I've had a very stressful weekend. Take one day off of the show. Yesterday. Very stressful weekend. Trying to figure a lot of different things out, and I've got a doozy of a headache today. So I'm going to try to keep it as quick as possible. I almost canceled this show, and I said, no, I can't do that. I'm going to do the show and try to get through it as quick as I can, maybe a half hour or less. And yeah. So it's a King Cryptid campaign refresher show. I want to talk to you guys about a couple of things involving the campaign, but also involving, like I promised within the title, issues 10 to 13, the premise preview. So basically what I mean by that is for 10 to 13, what they're basically about. I'm not going to go in depth. It's going to basically be a sentence or so. But so you're aware of where the story's headed, and without there's no spoilers involved. They're not going to spoil 1 to 4 or even 5 to 9. But it'll let you know what's in store for issues 10, 11, 12, and 13, which are on next year's campaign. Next year. This year is 5 to 9. Let's see here. And also I've got this. This is pinned to the top of the chat. Secret perk link right here. If you guys haven't had a chance to pick this up yet, please feel free to do so. You get a 5 minutes for art sketchbook. It's $25, free shipping in the US. Comes with a free front page sketch of your choice. Any character you want. Any character. It's a portrait. That's the only thing. Because all of these are portraits on the inside. So it'll be kind of like those on the inside. Any character you'd like. What's up, Bear? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Hey, guys. Hey, you, Pete. Hope you've had a good weekend. Could be better. Hope yours was great. Blast Beat Industries. Hey, how's it going? Says 58 minutes. That was back posted at 8:01. Seer of All says, what's up? Hope you're doing well. We got Manny here in the chat, too. What's up, Manny? James has been trying to catch a stream ever since I saw the Neon interview. Oh, appreciate that. Well, I'm glad you could be here tonight. I wish I was at the top of my game tonight. I'm going to try. Randy, what's up, Randy? Hope you're doing good. Wayne is here as well. What's up, Wayne? Hey, Rachel. Thank you for joining us tonight. Coles, it's always good to see you, brother. Always good to see you too, Cole. Appreciate you stopping by, being here tonight. Spending some time. Dr. Mask, hey, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Bear says, sorry to hear it. Some of the things that have been happening this weekend, eventually I'll talk to you guys about. Things are shaking out right now. I got to see what's what. Stressful weekend. That's all I got to say right now. And a wallop of a headache. Good grief. Dr. Master's got to take care of yourself. Yeah, I got the tea going. I've been trying to relax all day as much as I can while still getting some work done. But I've had to do a lot of work today that involved a little too much thinking for my head's taste. And it's not helped the headache. So I'll try to relax a bit tonight. I'll try to relax. Talk to you guys. Rachel, what's up? Says, been drinking Irish whiskey. Oh, I could use some of that right now. Yeah. I hope it's good. Ara, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Aloise, is everything okay? Everything's okay. You know, universally speaking, I guess you could say. Everything's okay. Health-wise, everything's okay. Don't think it's anything like that. It's nothing like serious, like super serious. It's just stressful, stupid stuff. It really is. It's just stressful, stupid stuff. So yeah, nobody get worried about anything on that end of the. It's just me caring too much about some things. Gerald, what's up? Says my books are going to print proof this week. Second figure approved for launch 2. Building a separate website this week for Shokai. Oh, that's awesome, man. Glad to hear it. Rachel says it's a cheapo version of Jameson. Jameson's good, but there's a bunch of Irish whiskeys that are good too. All right, let's get started here. Real quick. I'll try to keep this to a half hour or so, give or take. Okay, so the campaign, we've been up for about 50 days. On September 9th. September 8th technically will be the 60th day. Although, will it? Yeah, I think it will. So September 9th, if we reach a goal here of 27,544 by September 9th, and the reason that number is because it would beat by $1 the previous campaign's 60-day goal. If we reach that, it'll unlock a stretch goal. If we don't reach it by then, that number boosts back up to where it was before at 30K. So it's not the end of the world, but we just could get there quicker. It's like a little shortcut. And then we could kind of spike the football a bit that we beat the 60-day goal of the previous campaign. Now we're about 5,000 or so away from that. Currently the campaign's at 525 backers, 22,293 raised. The next backer bonus is at 1,000. Next stretch goal bonus at 27,544, like I said. And this is updated as of about, I'd say, 5 o'clock or so today. So we'll see. If we get any backers tonight, I'll update it after the show. But for now, this is the total as far as I'm aware. And this is the Alterna site. So let me just drop this link in the chat for those that maybe haven't backed yet. Now, if anyone is ever wanting to support, and no, Gerald, I talked about it earlier when the show started. You might have missed the very beginning. If anyone's looking to support, check out the link. I appreciate super chats and memberships and all of that, but the best way to support always is to go pick up some books. Go do that. Get something for your contribution, you know. And like I said, I'm more than happy to take super chats and talk to you guys. And I love that you guys have the memberships and you can use the emojis, and that's some good support too. But the best way always, go pick up some books, you know, get something for it. So we've got advertising as well available. Now this sold, the inside back cover of King Cryptid number 5 sold. So we've got the full pagers available for 5 to 9. There's a few of them still left. And then we've got the inside back cover of number 6, and then the inside front covers for 7, 8, and 9. So there's only 4 premium ad spots left. So if anyone's out there, you want to advertise within the book, keep in mind also that these ads will be due February 2024. So you got some time. But the books are coming out in around June, July 2024. So you want to make sure that your ad is focused for between June to September, October 2024. If you have anything that's time specific. I really don't recommend doing anything time specific. I recommend doing something more so you can get the most bang out of your advertising dollar. Do something that features the website link. Do something that has something where anybody can go to it at any time and still pick up whatever it is the ad is talking about. Because, like, let's say if you do something that's just revolving around a crowdfunder or whatever, not that the book necessarily will be so late that it wouldn't matter, but a lot of people maybe won't even get a chance to read the book for a month or 2 or 3 or longer, and then they missed out on what your ad was talking about. So make sure the ad's evergreen, basically. But we have that option only available on the Alterna site. The ads are not available on Indiegogo. Keep that in mind. Now we've got the king size campaign subscription, the Supermoon bundle, all that stuff. King size campaign subscription is $400, but it gets you everything that's new on the campaign. So nothing from last year, everything that's new from this year. And there's a bunch of stuff that's still going to be added to the campaign. So keep that in mind. Supermoon bundle, every full moon and new moon special item. And we did this last year, and we've been doing it so far this year. There's been a couple of these special items released around, on and around the new moon and full moon. So take a look at that. If you want to jump ahead of the line, guarantee you get all that stuff, you can just go purchase that. If you want to get it later, when everything's come out, you can do that too. So those will be up until the supermoon, the last full moon, new moon special has passed. So you got months. You got months for that, because I think those are going to probably come down around January, maybe February. So you do have a while, if you're really thinking about it, to get either the king size campaign subscription or the supermoon bundle. The sealed trading card box, you get 20 packs plus bonus cards. Now, plus bonus cards, which means that the packs still may contain bonuses, like a sketch card, a moonlit monster glow-in-the-dark sticker card, and there's a power profile card and a signed card. If you get the box, though, it's sealed. It's a cool box. And then it's got art all over on it. Really nice box. And then it's also coming with a signed 4x6. And the 4x6 is just, it's one of one. Every box is a different 4x6. So keep that in mind. It's not going to be available anywhere else. I'm not even going to have it. Just you guys. You guys will be the only people that own that signed 4x6 on the planet for forever. There's also a signed bundle number 5 to 9. So King Cryptid, if you want them signed, boom, right there. Just grab them. $15. And then we've got the collector box. That's the number 2 collector box. Number 1 collector box is also here too, but we have that in limited quantity, so keep that in mind. Number 1 was from last year. Number 2 is for this year. The glow-in-the-dark shirts, we have the new one that you can see here, but we also have the one from last year. Again, limited amounts on the one from last year, but if we get a lot of orders, I'll go back to print, like a small print run of it. And the same manufacturer doing both glow-in-the-dark shirts. Now, I'm mulling over the idea of doing a full-color shirt. I'm trying to see where I could go with that, or if I should just hold off on that and do it next year. Still thinking about it. Story script for issues number 5 to 9, that's on here too, so I signed the story script for you if you're interested. A lot of artists got this just to see how I put scripts together. Even writers got this too, just to see how I put my scripts together. It's mostly just scene description. It's not really anything in terms of a technical script. So you're reading like the story, you know, but you do get to see what the artists of King Cryptid are working on. And this was a popular choice last year, so figured I'd offer it this year. The script for number 1 to 4 is sold out and gone. There's no more of those, and that's not being reprinted. So if you do want 5 to 9, make sure you get that, because the same deal for last year is going to be for this year. Not going to reprint this. King Cryptid trading card binder. There's a bunch here. We're sold out of the alternate trading card binder. I'll probably go back to print eventually on that, but for now, we're leaving it as it is. If you want a trading card binder, pick up the trading card binder for King Cryptid. Really cool art here by Nick Hunter. I wish it was glow-in-the-dark. That would be cool. But we can't do glow-in-the-dark. The printer with the binders can't do glow-in-the-dark ink. We've got trading card packs as well. You get 5 cards in a pack with a 1 sticker card. In Series 2, it features cards number 9 to 18. So there's 10 base cards in the set and 1 sticker card. And your odds of getting a bonus card are as follows. So a signed card is 1 out of 20 packs. A power profile card is 1 out of 25 packs. A moonlit monster glow-in-the-dark sticker card is 1 out of 30 packs. And a sketch card is 1 out of 50 packs. Now the thing is that with the sketch cards, we're gonna have sketch cards by me, of course, Nick Hunter, Kier Covington, Frankie B. Washington. But we're also gonna have sketch cards that are in the mix by Preston Azevedo, Dan Lawless, Kelsey Shannon, Ken Rocafort, Rob Geronimo, Fabrizio Aiello, and I'll see, depending on how many packs sell, if we need more than that. We'll all be doing like one each will be going into this year's. Even though some of them I'm having them do a little bit more. I'm just putting one each into this year's because I could put the other ones into next year's. But it'd be kind of cool to pull one of those out of these packs. You never know. Last year we had people, unfortunately, who bought like 30 packs and didn't get any sketch cards. But then we had people who bought like 5 packs and then got a sketch card. So that's just how it goes. So again, if you do get the box, you are guaranteed a sketch card though. You're guaranteed one of each bonus card. So if you want to just save you want to not worry about it, go for the box. Go for the box. You're guaranteed to get stuff there. And maybe more than that. Because all the bonuses come in a separate pack. There's a regular sketch card option if you don't want to mess around and you just want to go straight to it. I'm available as an option. Kier is available. Frankie and Preston and Nick for the sketch cards. There's also a 5x7 sketch card. Now these are on the exact same paper stock as the smaller cards. It's just bigger. Just a 5x7 instead of 2.5 by 3.5. They're king sized. The art here though, everyone's an option except for let me see here. Who was it? Someone is not an option on one of these. Oh no, it was the sketch cover. Never mind that. Everyone's an option on the sketch cards. That's an option on the 5x7. So me, Kier, Frankie, Preston, Nick. On the sketch cover though, Nick is not an option. So because Nick is in Australia, he didn't really feel comfortable with the aspect of shipping an original sketch cover through the post, apparently. So he said, I'm going to bow out of the sketch cover. I'll just do the king size and the regular card. Okay. So on the sketch cover commission, it's me, Kier, Frankie, and Preston. If you do want to do that. And you can pick a character from the drop down. So you could pick from King Cryptid, and this is for all 3. King Cryptid, White Mountain Yeti, Dragon Vanderkin, Wendy the Werewolf, Victor Lugo, Behemoth, Brug, Granite Beast, and Dr. Carol. So you could pick those as an option to be the character focus for those commission pieces. And of course, there's the issues. The issues are all separate and available at $225 each. And there's an option as well to sign it. If you want it signed by me, it goes up $1. So there you go. And then also there's the issues from last year. Those are at $199, 1 to 4. Now if you want to get anything shipped out now, whatever says funding will ship out later. Whatever doesn't, like King Cryptid 1 to 4, collector box number 1. There's a couple other things here too. If it doesn't say funding ahead of it, it'll ship out now. So you either want to get separate shipping and pay the $10 or do a separate order. Now, depending if you're ordering enough to qualify for free shipping. So if you're ordering $30 or more, it's actually better for you, if you're in the US, it's actually better for you to do a separate order. You'll save $5 on shipping. But if you're not going to get $30 and you're going to pay shipping, then it's negligible. You'll be paying $5 for each. So keep that in mind. A bunch of you guys have did that, so thank you. And you got everybody at this point has received or will be receiving any of the King Cryptid items that are in stock and that are set to ship. So keep that in mind, that if you pre-ordered them along with ordering stuff that's in stock but didn't pay for separate shipping, everything's going to ship at once. So keep that in mind. You can always expedite the process, though, by placing another order of in-stock items, and then everything that's in stock on a previous order will ship. Let's see. So we also have 6x9 prints, as well as digital versions of the books. Digital King Cryptid 1-4. This will go right to your inbox tonight, immediately. Digital number 5-9 won't. 5-9 is not done yet. That won't be done till next year. But 1-4 is already done, and you could read those and get those tonight. Download them and check them out. We've also got the Behemoth card, but that's a bonus as well. But if you want to purchase one, you could purchase one. If you want to have me sign it, I'll do that. And I don't believe there's an extra charge for me to sign it. No, there isn't. So yeah, you could pick unsigned or signed. The King Cryptid short box, that's available. So that's we got a limited amount, but it is available, and it will ship out as long as the rest of your order contains in-stock items. So keep that in mind too. Same thing with the short box house. We've got King Cryptid Series 1 trading cards. So if you missed out on Series 1, we've got them all here in the drop down. You can pick whatever you need, 1 to 8. There's no more packs available though. No more packs. King Cryptid number 8 for the trading card is here as well. Then we've got a Velcro patch for the top of the hat type of thing, or wherever. It's just a 3x2 Velcro patch. We got the 1.5 inch silver plated moon coin from last year's campaign. That's on here too. The King Cryptid wants you to read comics magnet. That's on here. And also we've got the 3-inch sticker and then the King Cryptid prismatic sticker. So that's it for the perks for now. Now there's a full moon on August 30th. It's a blue supermoon. So we're going to have an item available on the 29th. On the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st. So keep your eyes open for that. That's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a glow-in-the-dark die-cut moonstone sticker. And the sizing of that sticker is going to go in accordance with the paper crown. So if we do beat, and what do I mean by the paper crown? If we do beat last year's campaign total in terms of backers, so if we get 1,345 backers, then that will make that a freebie, a bonus. It'll basically be an 11x17, folded in half, and it'll have like the die cuts on it and stuff that you can cut out if you want. Put it together. And if you want to stick the moon stone sticker on there, you can. And there'll be a place for it. Just something fun. Just something fun. So the one that's going to get unlocked if we reach 27,544 is this clear logo sticker. Now this logo sticker is 4.5 by 2 inches. And you can see the little Photoshop transparency background thing there that's on the proof provided by the printer. But that background would be clear. So if you stick that on a binder or whatever else, the background's clear and you'll see the logo. That's going to be a freebie if we reach 27,544 by September 9th. If we don't reach it by September 9th, this goes back up to a 30K bonus, and then will be unlocked when we reach 30K. Other than that, there's a bunch of bonuses on here already. There's the Behemoth card. If you were a day 1 or 2 backer, you get the Victor Lugo badge. You get King Cryptid desktop and mobile wallpaper packs. This is for both digital and physical backers. And you get a random King Cryptid Series 1 or 2 trading card, as well as a random signed 6x9 print. So those are the bonuses already for the physical perk backers. So there's a bunch of stuff, and then we can unlock a couple more things. If we beat the previous campaign's total, previous campaign raised 41,472. If we beat that by $1, then it'll unlock this 11x17 black and white poster by Kier Covington, and you guys will get this too. So it'll come with your perks. So it's a bunch of bonuses to unlock on this. There's a couple more things as well, if we reach them. I don't think I didn't unlock the 50K one. There should be a 50K one here. I think I put it on the Indiegogo. At 50K, I'll put 5 issues on next year's campaign. So next year's campaign then would have issue 14 as well. if we reach 50K. If we reach 75K, Necro Files number 1, which is like a 16-page supplemental character case files book. That's comic book size. That would be a bonus book. But we have to reach 75K. Will we get there? We could. But if we do, that's going to be unlocked. At 100K, the creative team, they get a bonus. They're paid doubles. The backer bonuses for physical perk backers here. So this is the how many backers we get. Right. So if we get 1,000 backers, there's a King Cryptid bookmark. That's a freebie for you guys. And then, like I said, if there's we get to 1,345, we unlock the King Cryptid paper crown. So just a quick rundown of these issues, the new ones. Actually, I'll just go to the old ones, right? So King Cryptid number 1, he comes across both the Behemoth and Victor Lugo. Victor Lugo is a cryptid bounty hunter hired by a mysterious organization. And Behemoth is a human that was experimented on with the DNA of the legendary Mothman. So King Cryptid comes across both of them. In issue 2, we've got the Granite Beast squaring off against King Cryptid, and the Granite Beast is looking to kick King Cryptid out of his house, out of his cave lair, because the Granite Beast believes that that is his ancestral home that he has been searching for. Unfortunately, it's the night of a new moon, and King Cryptid is really depowered, so he has to figure out a way to survive that encounter. Number 3 is a flashback issue to 1984. We see 4 friends going out in the woods looking for King Cryptid and other paranormal things. And what happens that night when they do come across King Cryptid changes their lives forever. And we'll see more with these kids in the future. We also see them as adults too throughout the series. King Cryptid number 4, we have Broog at Hockomock Swamp in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. Broog is a swamp monster. And there's a cryptozoologist team that is basically in danger from this monster, and they don't know it. So King Cryptid comes to their rescue. King Cryptid number 5, we continue a bit from number 4. That cryptozoologist team makes their way up to the White Mountains, to Mount Washington specifically, because they found something in issue 4 that leads them there. But what they don't expect is to come across the White Mountain Yeti. And so King Cryptid once again comes to their rescue in a blizzard battle up on the White Mountains. And we'll see more of the White Mountain Yeti too in future issues. There's a lot to that character as well. It's a pretty pivotal kind of thing. It's a very important character in terms of the series. In number 6, we've got King Cryptid squaring off against the dragon Vanderkin. Now, the dragon is a humanoid dragon. It's almost like a, dare I say, a were-dragon. And I'll leave it at that. So King Cryptid is basically fighting this dragon because the dragon has taken 3 people hostage up on top of the Old Man of the Mountain. And the Old Man of the Mountain is a landmark in New Hampshire on top of, in Franconia. New Hampshire. And the old man is like a mentor to King Cryptid. He's an old friend. And so when this dragon does this, and now his friend is in danger, along with those people as well, King Cryptid is compelled to do something, obviously. But the dragon's huge. The dragon's like 16 feet tall. And it's more powerful than King Cryptid. So King Cryptid needs some help. So who does King Cryptid go to get some help? Well, you'll see. So that's in issue number 6. Issue number 7, we've got King Cryptid squaring off against both the return of Victor Lugo and a werewolf. Now, Wendy the werewolf, I've explained this before with Wendy and William. They're both under a curse. They've been under a curse since the early 1800s. And when Wendy's a werewolf, William is a human. And when William is a wolf, Wendy is a human. And it basically revolves around the phases of the moon. So Wendy's a traditional werewolf. Full moon's out, turns into a werewolf. Wendy does have the power, though, to turn into a regular wolf. William, though, does not turn into a humanoid wolf. William turns into a regular wolf. And we actually saw William in issue 2. So when William comes across King Cryptid again, he kind of explains as to how he knows King Cryptid, even though King Cryptid doesn't really know why or who he is. So he needs King Cryptid's help. And it's because of the fact that his wife, Wendy, has been captured, allegedly terrorizing the small town of Jackson, New Hampshire. Allegedly. Victor Lugo and his men capture her. So the issue kind of kicks off like that. And there's a lot of different things that happen within the issue that will really have future ramifications for all of the characters involved. So I recommend picking that one up too. Pick them all up. They're all great. King Cryptid number 8. We continue the flashback issue of number 3. Only now it's 1987, not 1984. This is Halloween 1987. And those kids are now a little bit older and a little more into the paranormal after having the encounter they had 3 years earlier. The thing is, though, is that they haven't seen King Cryptid in 3 years. Still on the lookout. Still trying to track him down. He's just not around. So what happens, you can see on the cover, it appears they're getting abducted. Now, I'll tell you right now, there is an alien abduction that occurs within this issue. We do have some fun with the cover here. But one of these kids gets abducted. Which one? You'll find out. And issue 8 will pick up again on issue 11. So the story there with issue 8 and issue 3 will pick up with next year, issue 11. And we'll see both the flashback timeline and the current timeline finally merge. There's a lot of stuff that happens from that issue too. The story isn't over there. There's a lot of things that happen within what occurs for both those kids and as adults. And you'll see what happens within issue 11. And then we'll continue the story again a year after that. So you're kind of getting like a mini story arc throughout with that, but it's not like technically doing that. But it is moving along linearly. The series does move along linearly as we tell these stories. Certain things are happening around the same time and progressing, unless we have a specific flashback. So keep that in mind. King Cryptid number 9. We've got Puckwudgies. These are shapeshifter creature cryptids. And these guys are playing a trick on King Cryptid to capture him and bring him back to their father. Who their father is, you'll find out. But King Cryptid goes through a pretty harrowing experience in this issue, and he finds out there's a couple strange and unbelievably tragic things that are occurring. And King Cryptid finds this out. This is kind of a defining moment for him. And he kind of decides that at this point, as much weirdness as there's been going on, because he's like, wow, there's a lot happening lately. It was relatively slow up until this point for King Cryptid. Now, he's about 500 years old. Relatively slow would maybe mean, a couple times a year, something would happen. A cryptid, a creature, some kind of human thing going on, experimentation or whatever, But it's coming fast and furious now. It's like, it seems like every day something else. So at this point in time, King Cryptid, after he comes across the events of issue 9, he realizes and discovers that there's a very purposeful thing that's happening. This isn't just the run-of-the-mill crazy person out there doing something dumb, or a creature that's run rampant or escaped, or a cryptid that's been seen and kind of made the mistake of coming into the mortal world. There's very serious things happening very purposefully So King Cryptid realizes this in issue 9. So what that is, what he comes across, what he realizes, what he goes through, you'll see that in the issue. I don't want to ruin it for you. All right. So other than that, again, this campaign is on alternatecomics.com, but it's also on Indiegogo. So if you want to check out Indiegogo, go for that. The secret perk link is pinned to the top of the chat, but you don't necessarily have to use the secret perk to get anything on here. You could just go to kingcryptid.com, or you can go to the link that's in the description of the show, or go to the link right here if you prefer Indiegogo. So that's about it with the campaign. That's a pretty quick rundown as far as it goes. Now, you might notice on the Indiegogo campaign that there's bundles put together for you. You can put those same bundles together on the Alterna site. So don't be too concerned if you see the bundle there and you're thinking, oh, but it's on Indiegogo and I can't make a bundle on the Alterna site. On the Alterna site, everything is basically a la carte. So you could put the bundle together there and create your own bundle. But on Indiegogo, it's a bit tougher to do bundles. So I just put a couple popular options together for you if you guys want them. Even though most of you guys are still making your own bundles anyway, which is great. You're going in to build your own bundle and then picking and choosing from the add-ons, which is perfect. And you can see the issue locations map too here, actually, by the way. So you can see the references of where we are. Eventually, we're going to get into more points, whether it's in New England or outside of that. Eventually, there's going to be issues outside of New England. Now, looking at the map here. Okay, so issues 10 to 13. Before I dive into that, and I said a half hour, and it's already almost 40 minutes. Holy smokes. Let me catch up with you guys here in the chat. Let's see, Bear says, you will be getting another order from me. Want to get more Blood Realm and going to get some Downcast, I think. There you go. Dr. Mask says, rearranging my comics, and I realize my short box of Alterna is almost full. Holy smokes, man. Holy smokes. Well, congratulations on building a solid collection there. Gerald says, are you going to add issue 1 to Alternaween this year? Sorta. Yeah, I guess you could say that. So with Alternaween, it's definitely going to be there, but it's not going to be prevalent. So what I mean by that is that it's going to be based on, because a lot of the Alternaween books are dinged and dented. That's just the fact of it. They're severely deep discounted, like 50%, because of that. You know, so it's basically like selling them at cost to you guys, sometimes less than at cost. So there'll be some King Cryptids. You know, like if you get I can't guarantee that you'll get one in your bundle, but there'll be probably like 20 to 30 dispersed among, you know, and I try to do like one at least per bundle, that kind of a thing. But it will be there. So will 3 and things like that. Now, if you want to guarantee getting any of those like reader copies, you could purchase those separately on the site. But there'll be some. I think the likelihood that you don't get one is going to be less than if you do get one. I think you will. I think you'll get one if you get a bundle. And I'm sorry to be so vague about it. Again, I got a headache today. It's pretty bad. But the goal for Alternaween this year, I'm really mulling over the idea of having it across the board on Alterna's site, Indiegogo, and Fund My Comic. I think I might do all 3. So either way, it'll be a short campaign, about 3 weeks. It'll end. I wanted to start around September 4th or 5th or whatever, something around those lines, something around like the first full week of September, something like that, and then end 3 weeks later, and then start shipping out like immediately. This way you guys can have everything in time for Halloween. The goal is that everybody has their stuff by October 27th. That's a Friday. So I think that's more than doable, because everything that would be on there is in stock, ready to go. Very simple campaigns. Very simple. The Alternaween campaign will just be bundles of 25, all ages, young adult, mature, and then also a mixed of young adult and all ages. So you're going to get probably 2 to 3 copies of some of the issues per bundle because they're supposed to be for trick-or-treats. So it's not like the assortment, if you get doubles, that it matters because you're given one book to the kids. Hopefully kids. Sometimes there's teenagers, right? So that's about it. There's not going to be anything else with the campaign. Very, very simple campaign. Very, very easy. And then every backer gets a tote bag, an Alternaween tote bag. That could be used as a trick-or-treat bag, too, if you've got kids. The other thing with Alternaween is that if we hit a certain amount, probably if we hit like, I don't know. What's a Halloweeny number? Well, 6,666? I don't know. Well, yeah, right? That's a Halloweeny number. Maybe if we hit that, you'll get a bonus Alternaween sticker and a pin. Just to make it fun. But other than that's a bonus. It won't be purchasable. But other than that, that's it. It's a very simple campaign. And I think we'll do that across 3 platforms. I really want to give my Fund My Comic a try and see how that goes. But there's a bunch of people who really still like just getting things on Indiegogo and also on the Alterna site. I think at this point, Kickstarter is the only one where I still have I still got something stuck in my craw about Kickstarter. That fake King Cryptid campaign, really. I was on the verge of putting King Cryptid on Kickstarter too, actually, believe it or not. And then that happened. Like a week after I had decided I was going to give it a second chance campaign thing a shot on Kickstarter. And then a week after I decided that in my mind, that weird fake campaign for King Cryptid went up. And Kickstarter took like 3 days to get it down. And I had less than stellar interactions with Kickstarter customer service people about that. I was like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it now. No way. Not happening. You let a fake, an obvious fake, and it wasn't my campaign either. Just it was a bunch of other campaigns too. It's like 12 other campaigns that were fake on there. I had a whole video about it if you want to track it down and see. Yeah, it was pretty frustrating, especially because they're so known for vetting campaigns. I was like, really, you didn't vet those, the obvious ones that are fraudulent. You just let them go up. So it won't be on Kickstarter. So whatever I put at this point, it'll be on either Indiegogo, Fund My Comic, Alterna, or a combination of 3. If it goes really well on Fund My Comic, then hey, who knows? Maybe I'll put up like a small second chance thing for some King Cryptid stuff at some point in time. We'll see. I'm looking forward to testing it out, seeing how it goes. Let's see. Dr. Mass says the YouTube doesn't get a cut of the comics and merch you sell. Yeah, in terms of supporting, the best way to support is to get the comics. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. Again, I appreciate all the support that comes in through the YouTube chats and the channel. But definitely the best way to support is just go grab some comics. Get some stuff from Alterna or Indiegogo. Cole King says king size is the way to go. You know it, brother. You know it. Arik, what's up, Arik? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by tonight. We got Tarks in the chat, too. What's up, Tarks? Marcus Kellegrew is here, too. Hey, Marcus. Hope you're doing well. Arnaud is here, too. Hey, evening. Cole says, got the script for the first set. It's always interesting to see the different ways writers structure and tell their stories. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, and there's some changes, too, that happen from the script to the finished product. But I felt like I should just leave that there because it kind of shows the process, so I hope people enjoyed that. Let's see. Cole says Roquefort. That's awesome. Rachel says Kelsey. Yeah. A couple of cool stuff happening within the sketch cards for this year's campaign. So I recommend picking up a pack of cards or a box. You never know what you're gonna get. Paul says, Pete, grabbed up King Cryptid 1 to 4 in an order today. Hoping to catch up on your work soon, sir. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you, Paul. I think you're going to love him. And means a lot. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Reverend Saber, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us tonight. And Dr. Mass says, Broog. Yeah. People love Broog. It's so funny. Charles says, Pete, post office has a new shipping option, Ground Advantage, 2 to 5 days. And yeah, it's Ground Advantage is even cheaper than Media Mail, depending on where you're shipping and how heavy the box is. Like, there's a couple boxes I shipped that were like 15 pounders that were like 80 comics. And it was like $4 or $5 less than Media Mail. I was shocked. So, it's good stuff. Post office actually doing something that is like a good move. I mean, I do think that they should have... I won't go into that. I don't have the mental faculties tonight to go into it. Good move, post office. I'll leave it at that. Dr. Mask's last coin was sweet. We're going to have another coin this campaign, too, for the Necro logo. And you'll see that when that comes out in a couple months. What's up, Richie? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by tonight. Let's see. Cole says, any chance of seeing the King Cryptid artist in the future? Yeah, I got Kier coming on the show in September. Yeah, September. And then I'll see about getting... Nick it's almost impossible because of the Australia stuff and because he's super busy. He works like animation as a day job. But I'll try. I'll see. I'll ask him. You know, maybe these guys have a minute and they could stop on by. Alex is probably the toughest, but I'll check in with him too and see if he could be on. Get everybody going. Frankie and like I said, Kier is definitely going to be on, and see if I can get some of the others too. Manny says, a person that can transform into a dragon, does it turn on will, or does it have to wait like a werewolf? You shall find out. Something triggers his transformation in that particular issue, and it doesn't always work out that way, but the thing that triggers his transformation, there's a reason why, because you could even see he's in like manacles and they're broken. So something triggers his transformation and he escapes. Grey Wolf says, cool, the vampire character in my book is a shapeshifter and often hunts in the form of a wolf. Look at that. Very nice, man. Sounds cool. Jake says, Pete, I'm going to have to stop going to the Alterna site. I've gotten several books and was forced to go back to buy the entire series. I'm about to have to do it again with the XII and Blood Realm. Man, well, thank you, Jake. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're enjoying them. Good problem to have. It's good to enjoy some nice, solid comic books. Rachel says, my grandpa is from Maine. Oh, look at that. Very nice. Arik says, oh no, headaches suck. Yeah, this one's it's been a stressful weekend, man. It's been a really stressful weekend. I'll talk about it in the future when everything's ironed out and everything shakes out, but not a fun weekend, that's for sure. And I got a doozy of a headache from getting too upset about it, caring too much, trying to figure things out, trying to work things out that probably can't be worked out. Just life is life. Bear says, 666. Yeah, that might be a good, 6,666 for a stretch goal on the Alternaween campaign, and that'll get you the bonus. What's up, Peter Notfinity? Hope you're doing well. Dr. Mass is glad to see you want to try out Fun My Comic. Yeah, I want to give it a try. I was looking at it today, but I was like, nah, I can't do it. My head's spinning. Can't do it today. It's a bit of a different setup. It's a little confusing. At least, it could just be me and my horrible headache. But the reward part with the image, to upload an image, it's not the same thing as like Indiegogo where it's on the same screen. I don't know where the hell it is to upload but it's got to be there because people are doing it. It's got to be me being stupid. it's got to be just I can't think properly. So I'm going to chalk it up to that for now. Marcus says, I think Indiegogo and Fund My Comic have a lot of the same fans. I think so too. Jake says, I like direct purchases when possible because of the shadow banning policy. Yeah, I'd appreciate if everyone just went direct. You know, that's the best way. But I get it. There's a bunch of different things involved, you know. Lady Ribbit says, that's crazy that they allowed it. Yeah, with the Kickstarter thing, it's so weird. Yeah, there's been a bunch of people that were vetted on Kickstarter. I mean, I used to get vetted on Kickstarter. I used to, you know, and it took like 2 or 3 days some time to approve a campaign. It's interesting. That's all I'll say about that for now. Mighty Joe says King Cryptid versus Shanu. Yeah, wow. Speaking of the Shanu, I'm going to have Graham on the show soon. I think like in 2 weeks. So that should be fun. He's a good dude. Rachel says, do you offer digital copies? Yeah, totally. Yeah, you can get all the digital copies actually on the site if you want to get digital. Cole King, and I mean that of all the Alterna books, pretty much. Cole says most of the comics on Kickstarter are basically worn anyway. Oh, what? I don't even look there anymore. Is that true? Holy crap. That's a disappointment. Bear says, I love the newsprint. Most of the comics I have are from 80s, are all on newsprint. Yeah. I'd say most, not all, but most of the greatest comics of all time printed on newsprint. Just statistically speaking. It's not like it's that bold of a statement. And it's not that the newsprints would made him great, but I think it helped. I think there's some comics that just, if not all comics, honestly, that just the newsprint adds something. It adds another layer of depth, a warmth to it. You have to adjust the coloring a little bit to do it. You could still do modern coloring technique, but there's just something about it. And it's not a nostalgic thing either, because there's a lot of new readers that we have as well, where Alterna's basically one of their first experiences to newsprint, and they really like it. So, something about it. Gerald says, I think a horizontal panorama style King Cryptid issue would be cool, like the Burn. Yeah. I'm probably never going to do that. Far more people hate that than enjoy that. But yeah, I agree. It was a cool thing. IO1 says, my solution to now panorama style, I would like one day to do a calendar. That would be fun. When we get enough characters, that would be cool. We can spotlight characters on the calendar. IO1BO2 says, my solution to a headache is to go to bed early. It goes away even before. I've taken a nap today. It didn't really help too much. You know, I usually try to do that, but yeah. Fearsome says, Pete, what's your take on the Men in Black, and what do... I'll do a show about that. It's I'm not mentally there tonight for that. I'll say that they're there. They're there. Not as much as they used to be, I think, anymore, but they're there. They keep secrets a bit differently now, and they enforce them a bit differently now. Same thing with like assassinations now. They're more prone to character assassinate than make a martyr out of people. It's just less messy, and it's less heroic, right? It's a shame factor as opposed to creating a hero out of someone. Gerald says, Marvel Fanfare was first 80s comic to upgrade paper from newsprint. Interesting. I didn't know that. See, Gidra says newsprint has an aesthetic that's unmatched. I agree. You know, I hope it's here to stay. As far as Alterna goes, I hope our printer's always able to do it. Bear says the way they are making them today isn't helping modern comics. Higher cost for crap quality. I agree. RX says comics like cell animation look better with simpler coloring. I agree. Jake Blues says it's the newsprint smell and feel that takes me back to the time when I read them as a kid. Yeah, it means something different for everybody. Yeah, it really does. It's a special paper. Docs has got to head out. Good luck and feel better, Pete. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. I'll wrap up in a couple minutes anyway. Gaydra says it's kind of like how old anime and cell animation drawn on actual cells has a certain charm that digital animation doesn't. Newsprint is just built differently. Now it's funny you say that because I've talked to a bunch of animators that were in the business for a while. One of them being Hank Tucker, who does the actual Roger. He was the director of the King Cryptid. Good grief, that headache. The Tick. Where do I get the King Cryptid out of the Tick? I got King Cryptid on the mind. Hank Tucker was the director of the Tick animated series, and a storyboard artist, and everything. I mean, go look him up on IMDb. You'll either find him under Hank Tucker or Henry Tucker. He worked on Transformers, G.I. Joe, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, a bunch of Disney films back in the day. And he was even saying how it's a whole different world of an industry now. And it makes him sad. So what I don't get is digitally, they're able to do so much now. Just make them look like they did. What's up with like everything that looks the same all the time? Just like, and you don't have to keep it looking the way it did. What I mean is that there's ways to upgrade the look of it and keep it still looking true to an animated style. Whatever. I mean, hell, they have to make animated things, Disney's more hell-bent lately on live action, which is I don't they've always done live action, I get it, but it's so prevalent now. It's like the only thing they care about, just like making live action versions of the stuff they made animated. Rachel says so old I remembered when coloring for comics was dotted. No, it's not that old. It was like that for a while. There's some pretty cool brushes digitally that you can actually get. I think it's either Photoshop or Procreate or both. I don't know. That can mimic that. Bear says love the Tick and Paul the Samurai. Good cheesy fun. Yeah, it's good stuff. It was good stuff. It really was. All right, so the last thing I want to talk about before I go, let's see here. So I got the King Cryptid stuff covered. I just put up like 100 comics or so over the past day or two or three. Maybe. I think I started on Friday. If you want to check it out, get something from my collection and put it in your collection. I've got about 245 comics and whatever on my eBay store. This is it. So if you guys want to peruse, you want to browse, go for it. Now I will say this. Okay. If you come across whatever, you look through this, right? If you want to get 10% off, let me know what you want. Send me an email at contact@alternacomics.com or hit me up on Twitter. Just at Peter Cimetti. I'll save 10% on what you want instead of getting it off of eBay. And you can pay me direct. You can pay direct. All right, so that's if you want. Instead of the 10% going to eBay, you can save the 10%. Sounds like a good deal to me. So otherwise, you could order through eBay. That's fine too. But I got a bunch of things on here, so I'm clearing room out of my collection. There's all kinds of comics I have that I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of done with them, So I'm trying to focus on what I collect at this point. And some stuff is doubles of things or a newsstand edition or whatever, check it out. So clearing up space and also, like I said, kind of refocusing my collection. But that's on eBay. The link is also in the description of the show. At least it should be. If it's not, I'll add it there. But that's my eBay store. If you guys want to check it out, go for it. Like I said, almost 300 items listed. Right, so that's about it. That's about it. Yeah, check it out. Check it out. Bear says, thanks for the stream, Pete. Hope you feel better after a good night's sleep. I hope so, too. It kind of crept in on Friday because I think I was getting stressed out about what I had to do on Saturday. And I was like, all right, well, you know, it is what it is. And then stupid me, I don't think it helped that I did computer work for the whole weekend. And I should have wore sunglasses. Sometimes I'll do that when I start to get a headache and it'll alleviate it. I don't think that helped. So, you know, I'm telling you, the struggle's real. I'm not wearing these to look cool. I'm whatever it is, I don't know. I'm relatively prone to headaches. And after a stressful weekend doing computer work, not putting the glasses on, you know, I should listen to Roddy. Roddy always is saying, put the glasses on. And this is a They Live reference. And, you know, I think it just caught up with me. I think tomorrow is going to be a sunglasses day. Just so I can heal and try to take it easy. But that's about it. Thank you guys so much tonight for being with me. I felt like I had to do this, you know. It's good to talk about it. And also to talk to you guys about something positive. I've had a weekend that was less than. So go check out King Cryptid. Please give it your support. That's the best way to support me, the books I make, the stuff I do. It's what enables me to do this. And we can continue to make more King Cryptid stories. Oh, before I go, holy crap. This is where my mind is at. Issue 10 is going to be king-sized. King-sized. So it's going to be like a 64-pager in total, 55 to 57 pages of story. And then there's ads. But that's going to be called Killer King, that story. It's a big story. It needs to be told in a big way. That story revolves around the plot of there's killings going on that appear to be King Cryptid killing again. So what I mean by that is the first 100 years of King Cryptid's curse. He was this ravenous, feral, killing creature. Just beastly. Right? Wasn't in control of what he was doing. Like savagely killing animal and human alike, and consuming as well. There was a legend that grew about him and everything else. And about 100 or so years of this happening with King Cryptid. So he's kind of on a path of redemption, even though he didn't do these horrible things on purpose. He knew what he was doing, but was powerless to stop it. That was part of the curse. It was like a living hell. And so he spent the rest of his time, the past 400 or so years, trying to make amends and right the wrongs that he had done. But now there's something happening lately where it looks like he's killing people and things and animals again. But he's not aware of transforming, because he's aware of it when he'll transform. It's usually when a new moon hits and his powers deplete and the curse reverts and then the moonstone is drained of its power. So they're figuring out what the heck is going on. Is King Cryptid not aware that he's transforming? Is King Cryptid maybe is he doing something and in like an amnesiac state? What is it? So Dr. Carol and her team are going to help him out and figure out what's happening. But in order to do that, they got to figure out what exactly is his curse all about. Because maybe this is some new aspect to his curse. And he's just completely unaware. So we figure out and we find out what happens in that issue. That's number 10. Learn a bit about his origin, not all of it. We learn a bit about it, and then we learn more about the ravenous side of King Cryptid, the feral King Cryptid. In issue 11, we go back to the 1987 flashback to those kids from 3 and 8. I touched upon that. We kind of converge on the timeline. So we get the flashback and we get the current them as adults. Not all of them, though. Not all of them. And we discover what happens based on the events that occur in issue 8. But there's things that happen within issue 11. Still, it's not a story that you need to have read 3 and 8. It's still going to be told in a way where you could just read issue 11 and you get the gist of what's happening. But obviously reading 3 and 8 builds up the story for you. So that's issue 11. It'll go back to that. Issue 12. Now this is the part where it we get a little bit, we have some fun. Issue 12 is going to be the Christmas issue, the holiday special. And that's going to be the one where King Cryptid helps out Santa's reindeer because they get separated from Santa Claus. And Santa Claus, while not a cryptid, his reindeer are. So King Cryptid can actually telepathically talk to animals and cryptids, and they being both, because they are these magically these magical creatures of myth, which is basically what a cryptid is. You know, it's just a purported creature to exist. It might even be similar to a real creature. It might even be a real creature, but it's a creature of myth, a creature that hasn't actually been documented and classified. So King Cryptid helps out Santa's reindeer so they can find Santa and save Christmas. So just a nice, fun, wholesome episode, issue of King Cryptid. And then King Cryptid number 13. This one's fun. This one's real fun. I can't wait to get to this one. King Cryptid number 13, we meet... now in issue 7, this character has a cameo. This character by the name of Dave Harrelson has a cameo. And he's on Victor Lugo's task force. They go way back. He's a top-notch merc. A real trained killer. Right? He earned the nickname Dave the Grave. So Dave the Grave Harrelson. So we meet Dave the Grave Harrelson for a quick moment in issue 7. Something happens to him in issue 7. And we see him again in issue 13. And in issue 13, things have occurred and have happened to this fella based off of issue 7. That when we see him again in 13, he's kind of turned into a vigilante that is now fighting against Necro. So Necro has done some experimentation to this individual, and he managed to escape. So he's also taken some of their tech, their alien reversed vehicles. They reverse engineered this hover bike kind of thing, utilizing like UFO technology. So it's got this anti-grav kind of thing going on. You got this awesome, cool, not motorcycle, but it's a hover bike. And he basically has like a lot of different factors about him. I don't want to spoil it just yet because we're still a ways away. But he's got a lot of different cool things about him. They're going to make him a fun team-up buddy with King Cryptid. And when we meet them, the issue takes place in Laconia, New Hampshire. And Laconia, New Hampshire is kind of known for having a lot of motorcycle enthusiasts up there. But there's also a lot of odd things that have occurred in Laconia of legend. So when we come across Dave the Grave, along with King Cryptid in this issue, and it's going to be a fun issue. A real fun issue. This can be a fun character. So yeah, so we'll see that. That'll be issue 13. If we actually reach 50K, I'll talk about issue 14. So, Cole says, do you have artists chosen for issues 10 to 13 yet? Well, we're bringing back Alex for issue 11. And then I'm trying to see if I can get Christian Rossi for issue 13. And then issue 12 with Santa Claus. I'm still up in the air on 2 or 3 artists to choose from. I gotta confirm schedules with them. And issue 10 should be Kier. Should be Kier Covington. So, let's see. Rachel says, if you want to get some exposure of King Cryptid, is get Ethan, John, and Shane to go over it on a live stream. Well, yeah, okay. IO1 says, King Cryptid, what's up? Jefferson says, definitely more King Cryptid books, please. I appreciate that, Jefferson. Thank you. Cole says, thanks for the stream, brother. Take care. You too. Take care. And yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Everybody have a great night. So yeah, I'm glad I got to issues 10 to 13 to give you guys the premise on some of that, little bit of teaser. I didn't want to give too much, but it should be enough. It should be enough. Gaedro, what's up? Says, oh, that's interesting, finding out more about how the curse works. Yeah. So we do it organically, you know, and I think that's important to do. Otherwise, it's just an info dump after info dump, and you're not telling a story anymore. You're just going and explaining everything as opposed to telling an interesting story, you know? All right, so that's it for me tonight. I'm going to go get some rest. Holy smokes. Everybody, take it easy. I'll be back here on Tuesday with... with Ryan Higgins, who's got Laser Brain Comics. And he's a cool dude. He's a local dude. And he's got a really fun all-ages comic. And he's actually got something funding right now. And then... Wednesday, the 30th, I've got Adam Lawson on the show, too. And I think I've got somebody on Thursday, but I got to check the calendar again. Everybody, take it easy. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining me tonight. And apologies for the relatively low level of energy tonight. It's not the same as usual, but I'll concentrate on feeling better. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you soon. Everyone, take it easy.